Man, we still gotta get some theme music. I gotta reach out to some people I know so they can do our theme music. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to another wonderful Wednesday with your Cabrini Kid podcast crew. I'm your host, David Haywood, the Cabrini Kid. I have with me the always lovely Kadriana Heishman.
Hi, everyone.
To the people. And then we also have KP.
Let's go, baby.
We back in here. Okay, so something actually, we was just talking about. We're gonna kick it off with this. Kadriana, what do you think now that we are 22 days into 2025? What do you think men should have left or should leave in 2024?
Oh, God, there's so many.
We got an hour.
Let's see. Oh, ghosting. Stop ghosting people. Just leave that in 2024. That's so childish. Just tell somebody you don't want them. What's another one?
I wholeheartedly agree with that.
I can't stand that. It's so childish.
Wait,
okay,
so
hold on.
Okay, so both of y'all agree. I'm gonna disagree.
Are you a ghoster?
I'm gonna say no, but at the same time, I think that if something tapers off, if it's something organically just tapers off, it just tapers off. I don't think that you necessarily have to provide that person with an explanation.
See, I feel like it's polite because some people are they'll taper off and they'll like linger. And so they'll just be waiting and they'll come back. So I usually I think you should just tell them right up front, hey, this is done or this isn't it.
No,
Is
I
that
agree.
for their comfort or your comfort?
For both. So that way they don't think
it don't bother them, so it's for your comfort.
But does it? Because I've had so many guys that just come back. I tried that whole taper thing. It just doesn't work. And some people you have to actually just say, I'm not feeling this, or we're just not compatible. I
mean, that's different. That's circling the block.
But if you don't get that closure and you just try to do a little ghost, like a soft ghost, they're gonna circle back.
A soft ghost is crazy. That is crazy. A soft ghost?
Have you had people do that? I've had the soft ghosting. I've done it.
What's the definition of a soft ghost?
Where you just you get slower with your responses. You're not really feeling them anymore, but you don't want to just tell them. So you're hoping that they fall off. And then it just ends, but it never just ends. You both just kind of like linger in each other's presence.
So you're saying that you want closure.
I wouldn't call it closure. Sounds dramatic, but I would like to know so I don't look goofy coming back around. Hey, how's it going?
That's why I said it's for you. Like I've always felt that closure is for the person who couldn't let go. I've always felt like if you're in a relationship, let's say you're talking to somebody, right, and that person's not for you, and you decide to walk away. You've already made the decision to walk away. The other person is still hanging on, and so the closure would be for them so that they can cut the ties and go on their own. It doesn't bother you because you've already made the decision to leave. Now, I can agree with what you're saying. Where you're like, well, guys will always just kind of come back around because we never close that door. Mm-hmm. But even if you close the door, we still gonna come back around.
Some will, but some will take the hint. Don't you think? I just think I don't want to leave somebody where they're questioning, like, what happened. I just want to let them know. I don't want them to think, like, was it me? Was it something I said? If I'm not feeling it, I'd rather you tell me, I'll tell you, and then we just can go on.
I think I do think that's very noble of you. But I mean, I agree. Like we're on the same page on this one. I don't know about the soft ghost. Like, that's wild.
The taper.
But, the taper ghost is crazy. Like, I'm not a fan of the ghosting thing. I'd rather, as she mentioned, you just be straight up. Like, I think we're both adults. So, if you aren't feeling the situation, I mean, I low key have gone through something of that term, but it was just like, like the girl tried to make it seem like she was like putting me off. Like who said I wanted anything serious with you to begin with? like, huh? And I was just like, okay. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? So it's just like, I mean, I respected it, but then again, I didn't understand. Like, It was like, oh, I don't see this in this. Okay. Like,
that was the ego. That was her ego.
You know what I mean? And I was just, and like, it wasn't even that serious. Like, to begin with, like, you know what I mean? To even say, that they don't see a future. I wasn't even thinking like that. Like, I wasn't even thinking that way. And
who initiated that conversation?
She did. She
was ending it with you?
Yeah, no. I mean, if you want to say ending it, I guess.
I mean, we're basically closing it off with you.
Right.
Yeah, like, we had never done anything.
Okay.
Like, we're still cool. But it was just crazy. Like, I mean, we had only like hung out a couple times. And like, it was like, oh, I don't see. It was. I'm not saying this verbatim, but it was like, I don't see a future like with you or something along those lines. And I was just like, man.
But good for her, because she was just, letting you know just in case you were. So good on her for that.
I mean, yeah.
She could have just ghosted you. She could have just like stopped taking your calls, stopped taking your texts, and
I wasn't doing that to begin. I wasn't. The texting, okay. The calling, like, not only certain girls get the calling package.
You don't call?
She didn't sign up for the calling package.
See, there's a FaceTime package. There's a FaceTime call package.
Terry,
T. Riley checking in.
I don't know why he was doing this.
I mean, we still cool. Me and Cheeks still being clapped.
I never clapped.
You never got that far?
Nope.
Geneva said, good for her. She was letting you know not to waste your time. She ain't feeling it.
I guess.
You got to respect it.
No, I know.
Yeah, you got to.
I 1,000% respect it. 1,000%. But I was just taken aback by the. Like, it wasn't even that serious to tell me.
The presumptuousness.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it was literally, we hung out twice. Like, I mean, but I know. So that I did appreciate that, and I responded, and I just, at first I wasn't gonna respond, but I responded, and then she got mad. She got mad because I said, I'm confused.
You said this wasn't that anyway.
Right. I mean, so like, that's where I was and then after she was like, "What don't you understand?" And I was just like, "Never mind, you got it." Basically, you got it. You got
You
it.
good. You good.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. Like we're cool. No, I mean, we're still cool. She's a great chick, great girl.
So I'm a go with the flip side of the question is what do guys hope that women leave in 2024 or should have left in 2024? And it's labeling your way out of accountability.
Ooh.
And I saw it on an Instagram post. I watched the video. And the video basically was like, fellas, do not let women label their way out of accountability. And he went on to explain, like, if you say, hey, I feel uncomfortable with XYZ. And if the response is not, okay, I see how you feel. That was never my intention. I get it. Here's what I'm going to do in the future to mitigate that. That's the desired response. But the common response is you're overreacting, or nah, that's not what it was. This is what it was. This is what I was. You didn't see what you thought you saw, or you're not feeling what you thought you felt, or you're being sassy, as me and Kate before. You're being sassy. That's a way to avoid accountability for what I just said. Right. So if I say, hey, I'm uncomfortable with this, or I would like for you to do more of this, or we used to do this in the beginning, but now we don't do this now. If it's not heard and respected, and the response is, well, this is the counter to what you said, then that means that you're not being heard.
You're deflecting. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I just experienced something like that similar, but I was on the try to tell me what I meant kind of side of things. And to me, that's just lacking full accountability at all. Like, you're just trying to deflect and push it back on the other person. Well, you meant this when you said that, instead of just taking it for what it is. I respect people who can say, oh, I said that, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry if it came off that way, or if my delivery was off. But I agree with you for the men too. Women, we have to stop doing that. Men do it too. Really bad. Like, I'm actually surprised at how bad some men do it. And then they'll start to use the labels, you're gaslighting me, or that's my favorite.
But y'all put that in the game. Y'all put these terms in the game. You're a narcissist, you're gaslighting me.
And now we're using them to weaponize each other in relationships.
Right. I agree with that.
Somebody, KP, that they were gaslighting you?
No.
You never use that?
I've never used that term.
My favorite one is when they say, I'm protecting my peace, just to avoid any kind of like disagreement. No, I can't talk about that. I'm protecting my peace.
You're like, hey, I haven't heard from you in 2 days. What's up? I'm protecting my peace. You're kind of wilding out right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never used that one either.
You're kind of coming at me sideways. I feel like I need to protect my peace right now in the conversation.
Yeah. It's done. Shut this down.
Good
one. I like that one. So let's leave weaponizing terms and gaslighting in 2024.
Now, okay. But I also think the piggyback to that is, let's leave misinformation when it comes to emotional intelligence in 2024. Because one of the things that I think really probably over the last maybe like 2 years, maybe 3 years, that really spun out of control is people going to social media for advice on emotional intelligence, which is not bad, but I feel like you saw more people going there and then opening themselves up to receiving information that may not 100% apply to their situation, right? So me and Geneva have had this conversation before, and she said, oh, that person is a narcissist, or this person has narcissistic tendencies. But this is coming from somebody who's not a psychologist, from somebody else who's not a psychologist, who just has a YouTube channel that says, hey, this is what it is. And I think there's a danger in that because now the term is thrown around everywhere, right? If a guy says, hey, we're going to Terry can feel me on this. Hey, we're going to a kid's birthday party. I feel like that swimsuit is inappropriate. And her response is, you're a narcissist. You're trying to control me. You're trying to tell me what I can and can't wear and what I should and should not do. And like that's what happens because the term is just thrown around so much because people have so much access to the term. And none of these people are therapists or psychologists.
I 100% agree with you. I had first-hand experience with someone who was officially diagnosed. So that, Geneva, that's a good point because I have had some, that is true. Once you have dealt with that and you have been in a relationship with a diagnosed narcissist or somebody with a personality disorder, you are more prone to look for it in the future relationships. But I agree with you, David. I think we have every Joe Schmo online. Oh, this is narcissistic traits. Does your man do that? Or you have trauma and all of these like terms. And if you listen to enough videos, you're going to relate. Like they're going to start like resonating with you. And I do think it's dangerous, especially for like the younger generation, because they're just absorbing it. And then they're over here diagnosing themselves, diagnosing their friends, and it's not healthy. I've noticed it in the trauma section. A lot of people are now trauma coaches and they're giving all kinds of information. And as somebody who's dealt with trauma, gone to therapy, I'm just like, a lot of this is misinformation. You've got people calling trauma because they got dumped. You have people like now everybody has had trauma and it's extreme. And I'm like, I don't want to like downplay anybody's trauma, but everything's not a traumatic experience. Everybody's not a narcissist. Everybody's not toxic.
KP, do you feel like, and I'm gonna pose this to you as a two-part question. Do you feel that narcissism is a scale that everybody is on, or that narcissism is a yes or no? There's no gray area. You either are or you're not. Do you feel that everybody has narcissistic tendencies to different degrees, or do you feel like you either are one or you're not?
Yeah, I do think that everyone has some narcissistic tendencies to some degree.
What are yours?
I'm sorry?
I said, what are yours?
I don't know. I'm sure. I don't really know. I would probably I could probably sit down and write a book.
There's that many.
See, but that's okay. I'm okay with acknowledging my flaws. I'm nowhere near to be perfect, but I definitely don't think it's a yes or no type of ask. I think I think everyone has some for sure.
Terry said, everybody. It's in everyone.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's
Yep.
like a spectrum. I think you
Hey,
have
shout out Tori.
a
Tori,
little bit.
shout out Tori.
Shout out Tori.
Yeah. He said something on IG Live in the chat.
Oh, okay. Me personally, I think it's a scale. I think it's a scale. I think everyone has it, but I also think that that's what makes it. That's what makes it so easily used, is because people can identify certain tendencies in everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and you can look at all your friends and say, I can recognize narcissistic tendencies in all of my friends, but some are a little bit more than others, So I think that everybody has it. I'm not even necessarily going to go out on a limb and say that it's all bad. I think that some of it is good. I think that I think up to a point, it's healthy. Because if you don't have a certain level of confidence and a certain level of if you don't have a certain level of command in your life, then there's going to be things that are going to be issues for you, right? And as a man, I think that you have to exude that. I think you have to exude that to an extent. Now, if you use it for malicious purposes, obviously, then that's where you become toxic. But I think that if you ask 10 women, hey, like, are you more attracted to guys that walk in the room and they can command the room? Women are going to say, yeah, because they're going to be across the room like, man, look at that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's talking now. He's moving around the room, shaking hands. But that's can be viewed as narcissistic. KP laughing because he probably has been in that situation. But people on the outside may look at that as an attraction point. I'm attracted to that person until they don't like it anymore. Now it's toxic.
Yeah. I think everybody needs a little Kanye in them. That's how I live my life. Just a little bit of Kanye.
I agree.
Everybody needs a little Kanye.
Yeah, I agree. Tori in the chat on Instagram Live says, that's a good point. It's like difference between being cocky and confidence. Just because you're confident doesn't necessarily mean you're confident. Same goes for narcissism. Yeah.
I agree with you. Yep.
Terry says some people have it, but the way they introduce it differently towards different people. Yep, that's how you choose to wield it. That's how you choose to wield it.
See, but for me, I don't really like the whole cocky versus confident thing. I really don't understand cockiness to some degree, because I think that's an interpretation of anyone. I think anyone can interpret anything as being cocky. Now, some people, before I even opened up my mouth, they could say that I come off as super, super cocky. But some other people can say, he's super, super confident.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it really, I think, in my personal opinion, I do think there is a difference between cockiness and confidence. But at the same time, I think it's so, I can't think of the right word.
It's nuanced.
Yeah, nuance, or I mean, there's a better word for it, but anyone can say it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I could say, oh, that girl who looks good, she dresses nice. Oh, she thinks she's the shit. Like, that's almost the equivalent of, for guys being cocky. That girl thinks she's walking like she thinks she's the shit or something like that. And really, deep down, she's just a confident young woman. She's rocking her outfit. She's feeling good. Now, if she opened up her mouth and then she was saying how she looks good and et cetera, so on and so forth, then I would think that would be considered cockiness.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think you can really judge someone by their look, if they are cocky or confident.
Yeah, that's a weird one, because that somebody who judges somebody off of that, that's their own insecurities. So clearly that girl has something that makes you feel a certain type of way, because confidence that's sexy. Like, I think everybody should be confident. But I think the difference where the cockiness comes in for me is if there's merit behind it. So like, say you're really, really good at your job, you're confident. I wouldn't think that was cocky, but if you have no merit behind it, that's when I feel like the cockiness comes in, where it's like, where do you get off by just, so I guess it's all in how the person is projecting themselves, and then how they're also perceived, depending on who's.
Geneva said narcissism is a negative connotation. Narcissism has a negative connotation. Confidence is something totally different. In fact, narcissists are actually not very confident.
True. They are really insecure. That's where that narcissism comes from. Is they're some of the most insecure people, but they have to project like they're not, and that's where that comes from.
Terry said cocky and confident look so identical, and some people advertise it so bad you can tell it's cocky, but others just have so much confidence in themselves that people think they're confident. And I agree with that. I agree with what Terry said, because when I was boxing, when I was competing, and you train and you work out and you go in the gym and you spar and then you go into a fight and you win your fight, like we would fight on like Friday or like Saturday nights. On Sunday morning, you had if you won, you had a little more pep in your step. I would never view that as cocky. I would view it as confident, because I'm confident in what I can do in the boxing ring. But I also have to have an element to my persona that I could beat the next guy too. And I feel like that's kind of how, if you're in, like, let's say you're in sales and you just close a huge sale with a big company, and you're super confident that I can close the next big sale because you already closed one. Some people might look at that and say that person's being cocky because they're being arrogant because of the success that they've had. But they have had the success that they've had. So I feel like they have a right to be not necessarily boastful, but confident in what you've accomplished, right? Like, if y'all can see my sweatshirt, it says "Stay humble, fight hard." There's a dichotomy to that as well, because in boxing, people only say you should be humble if you lose, right? When you lose, they say, "Oh, he should have been more humble." But the biggest names in the sport were very braggadocious about what they've done. Mike Tyson, Ali, Floyd Mayweather. These type of people were very boastful about their accomplishments. I can beat anybody at any time. And having some experience with that, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that. And there's another element to that we'll get into. I don't know if we'll have time today, but maybe me and KP will get into that amongst men. But I think when you have achieved a certain level of success in whatever it is that you do, you have a right to be proud of that without making other people feel bad about it. But if other people feel a certain kind of way, it's like you said, it's because they have an insecurity about what it is that you've done.
Yeah. As long as you're not taunting it, because if you're not, bragging or putting somebody else down in the process, that to me is cocky. But if you're just proud of your accomplishments, you've worked hard, there's nothing wrong with being confident and letting people know about your success. I think more people should let us know about their successes. There's nothing wrong with that.
Terry said, Mayweather, majority of the world will say he's cocky as fuck, pause, but he truly just confident in the man he is and what he's been able to do with pure confidence. And I couldn't agree more. Like, he's a billionaire. Most of that money came from boxing, which he used to turn into and flip into other businesses. And he's made his wealth. He never lost a fight. So if the next person comes up and they say, well, I can beat you, I feel like you have a right to say, I can be cocky because no one's ever beaten me. And so I think people have a right to be proud about the things that they've been able to accomplish. And if somebody feels a certain kind of way about that, it might be more of an insecurity about them. But that also comes to looks too. Like, me and KP are in a specific echelon of men because we're over a specific height, right? Now, you might get a guy who might be like 5'8", who might be like, oh, look at them. They think they this shit because they 6'5" and 6'6", blah, blah, blah. But we can be confident in the fact that we're 6'5" and 6'6". Like, there's nothing wrong with us being confident in that. But it doesn't mean we're being cocky and you're just saying that because you're 5'8".
Yeah. Now, if you start taunting Mr. 5'8", then you're being cocky.
I mean, what's taunting though?
Like if you're putting stuff up on the top shelf because they can't reach it, or you're just making jabs about them being short kings.
Because the truth can never be considered disrespect.
But why do you have to say that? You don't have to say all that. They know that. They know they're short kings.
Yeah, I don't got nothing.
They know it even more when they're next to you guys.
I don't got nothing against short kings,
man. Because I mean, like, that's the majority of guys, and just like y'all said last week, short kings now have a shot.
I didn't say that. I didn't.
Jordan said that.
Jordan said it. Terry said, nah. F them. I'm gonna talk shit to short kings respectfully.
That's funny. I mean, what's considered a short king nowadays? Anything under 5'8"?
5'8" and under. Well, it depends on how tall the female is. So I'm 5'6". So anything, if I wear heels and we're eye to eye, you're short. 5'8" and under.
So 5'8" and under. Isn't the average U.S. male height is 5'8"?
I think it was 5'9", but it is in that range because I looked it up
the average male height
in the United States, I think it's like between 5'8" and
5'8".
It's 5'9".
5'9".
Okay.
Wow.
So they're below average, just a little bit. It's okay. There's a lot of short girls in California. They're all short. All the women are short out here.
Yeah, I don't think for men there's no short limit. I mean, I don't think there's a short limit.
They're all short.
Yeah, right. Of course. I mean, of course. Yeah.
Kadriana, what's something else that men should leave in 2024?
Oh. Wow, this is a good question. I just say the things that come to my mind first, things that bother me.
That's fine. You the representative today.
If you're in a relationship, stop commenting under other women's fire emoji. Just don't do that. Stop doing that. It's embarrassing for your girlfriend, for your wife. Stop doing that stuff. I always see my friend, you know how Instagram tells you who likes what?
Yeah,
sometimes I'll go, it'll be like a thirst trap where a girl's butt, she's like barely clothed, and I'll see like my married friend. It's like his little head pops up with the heart. And I'm always embarrassed for their wives. Stop doing that, guys.
So hold on. So real quick, what's crazy is with that new Instagram edit, I've seen a lot of girls who be talking some shit on some of the stuff that I be posting. I've seen them like some crazy stuff that is like in the same realm of shit that I be talking.
See, that's why anything crazy, I don't heart it. I'll just send it to my friend. I'll send it to somebody like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
But I don't want my little head popping up at the bottom.
Right. I've been very mindful of that ever since that update, for sure.
Wait, what was the update?
The update is like if you are on someone's video or picture, it shows which one of your friends liked that video or picture.
Or commented.
Okay.
Crazy stuff my friends comment, and I'm like, it's embarrassing. Some of the stuff that they'll comment under videos, and I'm like, we can see this, right? Everybody can see this.
Terry said, damn, Kadriana done got me in trouble right now.
Stop, don't do that, Terry.
She's sitting here saying, sitting here like, yep, that girl's speaking
Stop liking other women's stuff. Stop commenting. Just
I mean, I low key. I agree with her on that one. I don't think you should be doing that either. If you got a girl.
To an extent, yes, I agree with you. Like, you shouldn't be commenting on there like, oh, you so hot, you so sexy, you look great, hope you had a wonderful time. Oh, your boyfriend, the guy that took you out tonight is so lucky. Like, yes, you should not be saying nothing like that, right? Like, that's completely out of bounds, 100% out of bounds for somebody in a relationship, right? But I don't know that I would go as far as to say like you can't ever comment
on like other women. What do you comment? Like, what are you hoping to get from commenting?
Like me, I'm the type of person that like if somebody posts something, I'm gonna poke fun at what you posted because
you're friends though, but some random like.
Well, like you and I are friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
Me and KPR too. We don't get on Facebook, but we're friends on Facebook. And so, like, let's say you posted a thirst trap picture, right? And I'd be like, man, you couldn't clean the mirror off first.
Was working.
But that's not me. That's not me being like. I don't feel like that's inappropriate because I'm poking fun.
No, that's different. But if it's like, I will see women who bear nothing on, and I will see my guy friends that are married or in serious relationships commenting under their photos, oh, you're so sexy, oh, I want to taste that, or something like that. And then
state of emergency.
And I'm always like, your wife can see this. If I can see this, she probably can see this. This is embarrassing for you as a guy in a relationship. Why are you doing that? Because what are you guys hoping to get when you comment under these random women's pictures?
I mean, I don't do that. when I was single, you was hoping she would bite on it.
Did it work?
Yeah, most of the time. I feel like it depending. Like for me, like it's funny, like if you go to like a girl's profile, like let's say she posts a picture, you go to the picture, and the first like 15 comments are like you say, you're so hot, you're so sexy, you're so beautiful, blah 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 blah. And like I said, for me, I feel compelled to be like, you can fold that laundry in the back first, and they'll be like, shut up.
And then you got melt because you were funny. You were different.
Right, but I feel like I feel like they don't see the person who posted it, the picture, doesn't really see all of the "you're so beautiful, you're so hot, I would love to taste that," blah blah. Like I feel like they don't see that because they're so used to it at that point. They're used to getting those comments at that point, right? That if it is one of your friends who's married or in a relationship or whatever, she probably not gonna care. Unless that guy's wife follows her, she probably not gonna see it. So in his mind, he probably thinking, if I can get it, great. If it ends up costing me my relationship,
No.
from a scummy point of view, if it ends up costing me my relationship, it was worth it because of the girl that.
It's never worth it, guys. It is never worth throwing away something you have that's good for an internet stranger. It's not worth it.
I'm gonna have to agree. It's too much agreeing. Too much agreeing tonight.
Are we becoming one? Is this what this is? Did we just become best friends on here?
All right, KP, your turn. What do you feel like is something that women should have left in 2024?
I think that most women just need to take a chill pill. Just relax.
You think they're too high strung?
Just go with the flow. just life is too short to always put expectations on things.
Oh my God! What are you really trying to say? Is this so you don't have?
We got JoJo Gretchen Brown. Here he goes.
Just go with the flow. Just go with the flow, and if things work out, they work out. If they don't, they won't. That's it. That's one thing. I wish I would have more time, even though I had 42 minutes to think about this, but I wish I'd have more time to think about this. But I would also say, please, ladies, preferably, I'm going to say between the ages of 21 to 32 or 33, leave the mom jeans and ripped jeans in the closet.
Well, I'm above that age, so I'm going to keep my jeans. I'm good with mine.
Do you own either?
I don't think I don't like the word quote unquote older. More mature women don't typically wear those type of jeans very often. Maybe with a cute outfit or something like that. But I would say I'm just tired of seeing it. And that's pretty much.
Geneva said he's about to take those girls for a bumpy ride no one asks for when going with the flow.
That is what going with the flow means. When a guy says, let's just go with the flow, they don't want to commit. They just want to hook up. They don't want any.
No, I don't agree with that. No. It means that we don't have timelines.
Yeah, that's not true at all. Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Drag us on for years. Everybody should have a timeline.
Felix said the what jeans?
The mom jeans. They wear mom jeans that are distressed with some Jordan 1s or some dirty Vans or some dirty Air Force
Ones.
Cut it out.
Cut it out.
What else? What else should women leave in 2024?
Terry said it just depends on who's wearing it. Not everyone looks good in everything. No, I don't think nobody look good in mom jeans.
No, I don't think.
I look
Yeah,
good
I
in
don't.
mom jeans. I look great in mom jeans.
What else should women leave in 2024? I think that women should leave blocking in 2024.
Why?
You know, I think well, I mean, I think you should block if it's egregious.
Yeah.
But if it's something trivial to the point where, you know, if it's something, for men that block girls, that is just utterly ridiculous, if you ask me. Unless that girl literally has to do something to me that is truly unforgivable, like banging my dad or something like that, for me to block her. Like, dudes shouldn't be blocking females. But I also think that women need to normalize having real communication instead of doing the blocking. Now, like I said, if it's egregious, then of course.
Terry said, and the magic carpet eyelashes, them shits gotta go.
Oh yeah, man, girls, yeah, those eyelashes, it's just, yeah, eyelashes, yeah, they're getting crazy nowadays. It's like the fur on my head, it's the fur on my mic.
It's like the.
Some women look cute with it, but
I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
It's too far.
I don't know about that.
I agree. I know a couple of women that look amazing with those furry ass shits on their eyes, but you know, I mean, and love them to death, but nah, that's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Sorry, Siri. Me neither.
Siri chiming in. Shout out to Siri.
Like, what else should they leave in 2024?
Oh, leave her lashes alone.
Yeah, that's crazy. What else should they leave in 2024? Damn, y'all going in on the fake lashes.
I'm going in on the eyelashes. I'm scared to ask how y'all feel about weave. How y'all feel about weave? I'm scared to ask how y'all feel about weave.
Yeah, I don't mind the fake lashes. I mean, see, like for me, like whatever she wants to do with her, that's her. Like, do you?
No, that's a reflection of you. If y'all dating,
but if she looks good,
yeah.
Then I mean, you know, of course, obviously, when I approached her, she was wearing fake eyelashes, or I'm assuming. So like, why can I tell her now I don't like them shits when that's how I originally tried to holler at her?
That's a good point.
So you mean basically what? All right, tangent. So you saying, let's say you met a girl at
I knew you were going to use that example.
Let's say you met a girl at the strip club, or let's say you met a girl and she was a stripper. At some point in your relationship, would you want her to stop stripping?
Well, I mean, if we're being honest, we would have that conversation in regards to her future. Like, what's the end game here? If she's stripping just to go to school, pay her way through school, and to do this and this and that, that's one thing. If she doesn't have a plan, then we already know what we in for, baby.
But you don't have but she doesn't have the same leeway. You give her more credit for the eyelashes than you do for her profession.
Huh?
You give her more leeway for her eyelashes than you do her profession.
No, I feel as if no matter what, however you met someone, if you can't try to change them from doing whatever they were, what got you in the first place. Where this girl go?
JoJo said, "No, that woman makes more than 40K and KP ain't taking it."
Jordan. Anyway, so if that's how you met her in a strip club or with wearing long eyelashes or fake eyelashes, that is what is attracted you to her. Whether she was whether you met her with fake eyelashes in the strip club, that's what attracted you to her. So why a couple months down the road you're trying to get her to stop stripping and take off her fake eyelashes? That's how you met her. That's how, I mean, what you expect.
So that means you're supposed to just deal with it for the rest of your relationship?
If that's what you want to keep dealing with, then that's what you're gonna have to keep dealing with, because that's how you would met her. So for instance, on the flip side, so if, for instance, you know, girls would always get mad because I would like to go out on Sundays. I met you on a Sunday. So now you get mad because I'm going out, not trying to pick up girls, but you're mad because I'm going out with the fellas, and that's how I met you on a Sunday.
So however you enter the relationship, she has to maintain. Does that go with weight too?
Because I was just about to ask, like, if you meet a girl and she wants 40,
until they want to change whatever behavior that is, I think that's up to them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say you have 6 or 7 months to stop being a stripper, but like I said, knowing me, if we're doing the stripper POV, I would have that conversation with her, as in, what is your end game? If her end game is to continue stripping, then clearly that is not someone for me.
But that's what attracted you to her.
But again, that is where we wouldn't be in a relationship. We would, yes, of course. I saw her at the strip club. You stop, cut it out. Cut it out. I saw her at the strip club, but we're not dating. Yes, there's a lead up to dating. I mean, you don't meet someone and just start dating.
Right.
So if that's how I met her in a strip club, I was attracted to her. We would have that conversation while we're talking. If she didn't see if there was no end game, then I got to move on. Now, if I decided to stay with her, to knowing that she wanted to strip and strip only, that's on me. Of course.
So what about if you met a girl and let's say she was in great shape, and then a year down the road, she's not in great shape?
And it's my girl after a year?
Yeah. And now going off what you said this is what attracted me to her, and I made the decision to stay. But her physical appearance changed.
Yep. And guess what I'm gonna do? Baby, let's go to the gym. Baby, let's go for a walk. We gonna do stuff. We don't have to go to the gym. We don't, if she doesn't feel comfortable, we can go for walks. We can go for bike rides, stuff like that. We can eat. We can decide to start eating better, things of that nature. Those are all things that I would personally do. I wouldn't.
What if she says, but I like this. I like how I look.
But the girl that you said that you cheated on stopped going to the gym or wouldn't go to the gym, and you start cheating.
Yeah.
I said that was one of the things that I wasn't a fan of. That wasn't the main reason why I decided to cheat.
Felix said he don't like him big.
Hey, Felix my guy, man. We got to get Felix on here. Terry, you crazy. I never lose. Have you not watched?
So her physical appearance changing,
That
not a
wasn't the
deal
main.
breaker.
That
Her
wasn't.
eyelashes not changing, not a deal breaker. But if
No.
she say I don't want to stop stripping, that's a deal breaker.
We would have that conversation before we ever entered into a relationship. I would have that conversation before we ever entered a relationship. You have to.
I agree. Yeah.
As a man, you have to ask, what's your end game?
Yeah.
You're not gonna want your girl stripping forever. Are you kidding me? I don't want the neighbors seeing my girl naked, more or less some dudes. So
okay, so let's segue into this since we kind of broached that. Kadriana, and then KP, I got a question for you. But Kadriana, if you met a dude and y'all start dating and you asked him, hey, is there anything in your past that I should know about? Let's say y'all been dating for a minute. And you say, hey, is there anything in your past I should know about? And he says, no, I'm all good. Now y'all go for, another 6 months and y'all get engaged. And one of your friends comes to you. Now you and this dude been together for like 2 years at this point. Everything been great. And one of your friends comes to you one day and says, Kadriana, I was on one of the sites and one of the P word sites, and I saw your man in a video. And you say, girl, send me the link. And she sent you the link. And you see the link and you like, yeah, that's him. Is that a deal breaker?
Yeah, it is.
But it was years ago.
Yeah, but why did he hide that? Especially if we're that far in a relationship, that should come up. Just let me know. If he would have told me in the beginning or told me, I'd be like, oh, okay. But if I found out because of my friend, no. No. That's a deal breaker. We're done. That's weird.
You got 2 years in.
That's so weird. Now I'm not going to trust him for anything.
That's crazy.
But it was before y'all met.
Yeah, but why didn't he just tell me? Why did I have to find out like that?
That's crazy.
No, because I'll never trust him again. Like, because I'm going to be like, what else are you hiding? What else didn't you tell me? He's not going to want to stay with me. It'll just because I'll never trust him.
We got Shar Johnson checking in. What's up, Shar? One of the first guests we had on the podcast. She said,
"What up, Shar?"
Hell yeah. She said he might have a secret sex fetish because why hide it?
Yeah, just tell me. I might be into it. Who knows? Just tell me in the beginning.
JoJo said it's the lie, not the context.
Mm-hmm.
Terry said he's going to tell you, let's make one next. Geneva said, I agree. He's got to go. If it was the other way around, what would you men say? And that's exactly where we're going this way.
If my girl told me, or if someone said they saw my girl in a porno and like before we were together.
Right.
I mean,
are men a little bit more forgiving than women?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
First of all, I would have to know what kind of porno.
So you want to see it? You want to see it?
If it's a white chick and she's getting piped by some black dude, then no, we done. We done. We done. We done. It's over.
Shar said men are easily to be embarrassed.
Mhm.
Oh man.
Felix said no, that's over, period. Had she told me before or after it's over. So Felix said he wouldn't have even entertained.
Mhm.
He wouldn't even
Nah.
entertain it. Terry said, white chick getting clapped, it's over, I'm crying.
Yeah, that's a Dubsky. That's a Dubsky. Now yeah, I don't know. Man, to be honest with you, how long was it before we met?
Let's say it was like 2 years before y'all met.
Okay, and she do I know what kind of porno it was when my friend sent it to me? Was it like a
Yeah,
gangbang
yeah,
or
your
just a
friend
regular?
sent you the link and you have the opportunity to look at it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I said, if she's getting piped down by a black dude, it's a wrap. If she, it's a wrap. I'm not. I wouldn't be able to get that out of my mental, out of my mental. It's. Hey, let's hold on for a second. Let's, let's just keep it a beat here for a second.
Oh.
I'm a, I'm about to say something. Hey, I don't care if I'm dating a white chick. I don't care if I lose her to a white dude. But if I lose her to a black dude, it's just something that just pains my existence, and it drives me fucking crazy.
Why? What's the difference?
What?
Yeah,
I mean, explain.
it's like the competition in me is just like, damn, like he was better than me. That's why. Like if it's a white dude, I'm just like, oh, she'll be back.
Shar said, how much money is she making? I don't know if that plays a part. It's
Yeah,
the visuals.
I don't know if we had a couple years in, to be honest with you. I mean, if I was really rocking with her, I might be able to let that one slide. I'll be
Shar
honest with
said because he thought she was the biggest she had.
you. Hey, you ain't lying, Shar. Shar, you ain't lying. Hey, you ain't lying. I know you ain't new to the program, but you ain't lying. You are not lying. I would not be able to get that out of my head. We are done. DONE. Done.
So is there a difference between that and, let's say, Kadriana and KP? The same question to both of y'all. Is there a difference between that and, let's say, you and your significant other are out and about, y'all coming out of a restaurant, y'all have some drinks, y'all have some food, y'all have a good, and Kadriana, you stop and there's a dude, you see a dude and he comes up to you, he's like, Kadriana, how you doing? No, I'm sorry. A girl sees your significant other and she's like, Bob, how you doing? And you looking at this girl and you like, damn. And Bob say, hey babe, that's my ex. He give her a hug and say, hey, how you doing? And she's all good. And he say, this is my girlfriend Kadriana. She said, hey, very nice to meet you. Me and Bob dated years ago. It was years ago. Don't worry about it. Does her physical appearance equate to what the other situation is? Are you now picturing like, damn, my man was hitting that before me? Because you could picture it.
Yeah.
You picturing it in your mind. You picturing it.
Mm-hmm. For me, the only time it doesn't normally matter, unless like if she's better looking, I'm like, okay, my man has good taste. But if she's like, if I feel that he could have done better, I may judge him. I may be thinking a little, ugh. What? Like, what is, that's the only time, that it'll bother me or that I'd even think about it. Because if she's really good looking, I'm always like, oh, okay, good for you. But if it's the other way, I just, I look at my man a little different.
KP.
But what if the white guy was bigger than you?
It doesn't matter. I'm not saying they're on some white dudes out. I'm not saying that there's not white dudes out there with some big Johnsons. But that don't matter.
Oh, that's too much. You're fucked up already.
What?
Jojo said, first of all, a hug. Yeah, that's too much.
Oh.
What's she talking about? A hug. What's she talking about?
So like if you're out with your significant other, and you see her ex, and he walk up, hey, what's going on, babe? I ain't seen you in a minute. And she's, oh, Trayvon, give him a hug.
Yeah.
He pick her up and spin her around.
Yeah, on the Jonathan Majors, the Michael Ealy thing. Nah, that ain't flying. We gonna have a conversation after that for sure. We better fist bumps only.
Terry said, yeah, the hug, you fucked up. I'm leaving you right there next to that nigga.
Yeah. Really? For a hug? I hug everybody. If I ran into my ex, I would give him a little like side hug.
In front of your man?
Yeah, I don't. It's a hug.
Nah.
I don't know. If my ex, it wouldn't bother me. It's a hug.
It won't bother you. Of course, it's not gonna bother you.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I'm with a guy and his ex hugs him, it's not gonna bother me. It's a hug.
Now, circling back, does it depend on what she looks like?
No, it's a hug.
If let's say
I don't get jealous.
Let's say his ex-girlfriend was, let's say his ex-girlfriend was, I don't know. Halle Berry.
Okay.
And he see her out somewhere. And she run up on him. Bah!
Halle Berry.
Hell, I want a hug too. I would actually be sitting back like, okay.
That's Halle Berry.
Yeah. Okay, honey. What are you doing with me?
Terry, the relationship was like a couple years before. Shar, you have to hug. You have to give him a church hug.
Yeah, a little side.
Yeah, side hug is church hug. Same
side
thing.
Hug.
Jojo said Zendaya, and yeah, I can agree with that. I just watched Challengers. For everybody who watching, if you have not watched Challengers, great movie.
What is that on?
It's on. I think it's on HBO Max, or it's on Amazon Prime. Okay. It's on Amazon Prime. Great movies, and Zendaya's in it.
Yeah, we need to talk about some shows sometime.
We can talk about some shows.
Like, I don't watch shows. Shows.
If she's not disrespectful and she's including you in the convo, it's not a big deal. I agree.
Right. So, Kadriana, if your boyfriend's ex was Zendaya, and she walked up to him, hey, Bob, hug, you okay with that?
I promise you, I'm okay with that. I celebrate beautiful women, so I would not be bothered. He's with me. It's a hug. If he wants to go with her, go with her. It's just a hug.
Geneva said, if she's not disrespectful and she's including you in the convo, it's not a big deal.
See, that's true. Like if it's just a open conversation, she's just a friendly woman. no harm, no foul. Now, if she's like trying to hug him and side-eyeing me and just, then it would be a problem.
You swinging?
I don't know about that. I would not want the woman I'm in a relationship with giving a full frontal hug to her ex.
It's just a hug.
Nah, it's not just a hug. Because as a man, we know what he's thinking during that hug.
He might not want her anymore.
It doesn't matter if he want her anymore.
Hug.
It don't matter if you want her anymore, but we know what he's thinking. Because me and KP could tell you, at some point, we probably have been that guy. Right. We have been that guy.
So a hug is too far for you. Because I hug everybody. I'm a hugger. So
I said full.
So as long as it's the side church hug, then we're good.
Two arms around the neck, full front, like hug. No.
See, and I don't think like, so I've seen girls that I've smashed out and about with their new boyfriends, and I think I just show them enough respect to either A, not even go up to them, B, I'll do the across the room, I'll give them like a little flirtatious.
This 6'5" Leo through the keys.
And then and that's pretty much about it. I typically wouldn't go up to, even if we're cool, even if we text here and there, if she has a boyfriend, I still wouldn't probably go up to her just to put her in that position.
Right. Terry said, I'm with you, David. Let Geneva know. Geneva, you consider yourself made aware. Terry said, bro, like, yeah, I still got her. Exactly. Like, that's what the other guy is thinking, to answer Char's question. Geneva said, there's something wrong with y'all. No, I don't think there's anything wrong with us. It's that we've been in that position as the guy coming up to a couple being like, hey, we know what went through our minds, so we're not the only ones. We're not the only ones. Felix said, I wouldn't go up to her at all.
Yeah, that's
probably the best approach. Yeah. Best approach.
But I mean, we still cool. Like I said, I'm definitely gonna give her a look. Like, okay, I see you with your man. Okay,
you with your little boo. I see you.
I might even shoot a little text. Okay, I see you. I see you with your little boo boo. Like, but that's just how. Like, I mean, I'm lucky. I still have pretty good relationships with people that I've had relations with.
Geneva said, "Not everybody is a hornball." It's not about being a hornball. It's about.
I said I wouldn't go up to her, so I know she's talking.
I feel like that would be inappropriate, unless he came up and she was like, "Hey," side hug, shoulder to shoulder hug. But if you made the conscious decision to give somebody a full front hug, that's problematic. That's problematic. That's problematic.
Or the dude is gonna wait till she goes to the bathroom and get that hug. That's what a shark would do.
Oh my goodness!
So you hang out by the bathroom section. Geneva said, I'm saying not everyone is thinking about your girl naked. False. Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Not everyone.
Yeah, yeah, they are.
I don't think
Um,
about any of my exes naked.
but that doesn't mean they're not thinking about you like that,
Hey, Terry ain't lying on
especially if
that one.
they've been there.
Hey, you're
I
right about that one, Terry. You hit the nail on the head with that one.
don't.
He said he got the hug. Next thing he gonna do is send a message tomorrow. It was nice to see you.
You hit the, you hit the nail on the head with that one, Terry.
Yeah, Geneva. Yeah, she tripping on that. Right. It's gonna be. Oh, it was really good to see. I haven't seen you in a year. You know, I'm actually in your area all the time. We should grab lunch sometime, just as friends. And girls will be like, "Well, he just wants to be friends. That's okay." Next thing you know, you're on Cheaters Van
Oh
Plug.
my gosh. No. Aren't you guys okay? So KP said he could be friends with his exes. I'm friends with my exes. I think you can really just be friends
Yeah.
with your exes.
I'm not saying you can't. I'm saying there's no reason to be
But why not?
because it's not necessary.
But what if you were more friendly? Like you should have just stayed friends or been friends, and then you just
Then
cut any
y'all,
person out of your life just because?
yeah, because then y'all wouldn't cross that line.
That just seems discarded. You just discard people when you're done with them.
It's not that you're done with them; it's that it didn't work out.
Yeah, but it might not have worked out romantically, but that doesn't mean they might not be, like a homie.
I agree with JoJo. JoJo said being friends and being polite are two completely different things, and that's 100% true. You can be polite. You can speak to somebody when you see them, but if you are texting your ex, if you posting their birthday, when their birthday comes up, if you see them at the club and you buying them a shot because it's you seeing them, hey, let me get you a drink, blah blah blah. Like that's it's not. I'm not gonna say it's inappropriate, but it's not necessary. You see what I'm saying? Like it's you don't have to do that.
No, you
There's
don't.
no reason to do that. There's no reason to keep those people in your orbit. For what? What's the point?
Because I've had exes that we didn't work out romantically, but we were better friends. And so it would be weird just to be like, sorry, we didn't work out, never talking to you again. You're an ex. So we just became friends. And that's all it's ever been. And to the point that when they got with somebody, I got with somebody, like everybody knew. I don't know. I just don't see the point if there's no like trauma, like no abuse or anything. I don't see the point in just cutting people out of your life.
Had y'all been intimate?
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Then y'all
I-
can never be friends.
I disagree with that. I think you can be. I think you can. I know from my perspective, I can be friends with somebody I was intimate with and never want it again, ever.
I
But
can't
that
go.
doesn't mean that they don't.
But
And
it
because you
doesn't.
keep
You're
them
right.
in,
It doesn't. But there's also some guys that could feel the same way that I feel, where they never want to cross that line again. Just wasn't our thing.
Terry said, polite is an ex from 10 to 15 years ago, not 2 years ago, especially 9 times out of 10. I had to listen to you dog them, but now you want to hug? Get out of here with that. Geneva said, I agree with JoJo. And you can't agree with JoJo because you just said something that was antithetical to what JoJo said. You said it's nothing wrong with it. JoJo saying there is a difference and there would be something wrong with one or the other. JoJo said, then you guys didn't love one
Yeah,
another. That's the only time
100%.
it works to be friends again.
100%. Because I do
But
feel
wait.
like the ones
I don't think love doesn't have anything to do with it.
I think
Yeah.
so. Because the ones that I loved were the ones that it was too painful to try to stay friends with. The ones that I was not in love with, those are the ones that I could we'd be friends and that's it. And I never want anything.
Like cordial?
Like cordial, if we see each other at a bar, we'll buy a drink, like Merry Christmas and some have, even if they have relationship problems, like, because they know I don't
Nah,
want
that's too
them and
much.
they
That's
don't
too
want
much.
me.
That's too much. They
It's
hitting you up if they're having relationship problems in their current relationship.
I've had one.
Nah, that's too much. That's too much. That's too much.
But I always will side with the female. No, I'm just kidding. But I actually always will tell them the truth. Like, because I'm not trying to get with them. There's no weird, there's nothing there like that.
Terry said, no, none of that. Kadriana, that's too damn much.
I can turn it off. Like, if we are not together romantically, that I can become your friend. I don't need to just discard you because it didn't work out in a romantic setting.
But that's what I'm saying is that you're saying that you can do that.
Yeah.
You don't know if the other person can do that.
Some people can't. KP, can you do that?
What you're saying that you can do?
Because I feel like there are some guys that can do that. There are other people.
Yeah, I can do that.
And you never cross that line. You don't have any exes that you weren't in love with.
Look at his face. Look at his face.
What?
Wait, you would still try?
Oh, try? No.
Try is different than take it if it came.
But why would it? If you're friends, I don't sleep with my friends.
So and this is just my thought process. Maybe it's a bizarro world thought process, but I'm a firm believer in that you should want to date or marry your best friend. That's my belief. Mm-hmm. And if me and this person didn't work out and we still decided to become friends and strictly friends, I want that person in my life because that is that's my friend. Like I would be losing my friend. And of course, as you guys got mad at me earlier, oh, you got to get rid of that girl, blah blah blah. That's your friend, blah 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 blah. But like I said, if that's my like, that was my best friend, and then we decided to get to be together, etc., so on and so forth. It didn't work out. We decided to continue to be friends. I would not want to lose that person in my life. Of course, there would have to be some boundaries set, but then again, I wouldn't want to lose that person in my life.
But what value does carrying on that friendship provide for your life as you move into a new relationship? Like, what do you get out of that?
The same thing I got out of it the entire time that we were friends before we start dating, while we were dating. Now we are probably going to be at different points in our lives. We're not going to talk as much, but at least I have that buffer for that friend in case I did ever need to go back to that well, in case I did need to talk, things of that nature.
I have to agree with that because I had a guy that I dated and he didn't have family. And so when we broke up, it was one of those things, we had built such a bond and friendship that I felt that would have been terrible for me to just be like, sorry, you weren't what I wanted romantically. Like, we stayed friends because at that point it was like not like a family, but you know, we were close friends. We went through a lot of stuff. We had a lot of growing up together, just not romantically. So I don't see anything wrong with keeping somebody that you shared moments with that was a friend in your life. I don't see anything wrong with it. Now, if they're not over you and they're gonna, they see it differently, then yes, that's not healthy.
Yeah, that's different.
That friendship. But if you both are in the same place where you can move on and you can create those boundaries, because obviously you're not going to be texting all day, every day when you're with somebody new. There has to be, the friendship is going to evolve in a different type of way, but I don't see anything wrong with it. I think too many people are insecure with things like that because what's the issue with having a friendship? You don't trust your partner or you don't trust the other person, but either way, why would you be with somebody that you think could easily just wander off with a friend? The relationship.
Well, I don't necessarily. So Shar said, "Good question. You're holding a connection for what?"
Is it
And that goes back to the point that I said. It's not necessarily that it's inappropriate, it's that it's unnecessary. And there's a difference between inappropriate and unnecessary. Like, if you wanted to be friends with every girl you've ever dated just because y'all connected like that, you would have 20 female friends moving into a new relationship, and you expect for your significant other to be cool with that. Or, same if you're a woman, me and my exes, we never ended on bad terms. I'm cool with all of my exes, and we're all just cool. Like, we may text from time to time, but we're all cool. No dude is gonna want you texting with 20 dudes that you just cool with. Like, no guy is gonna be okay with that.
So that's unrealistic right there.
Like 20 is extreme.
How?
not even the whole 20, not even the whole 20 part. What's unrealistic is you're talking about two adults that are clearly friends with each other. So they should, again, if I don't know if people are just not communicating the way that I communicate, or I don't know are not having conversations, I'm not really sure. But if you were dating this person and you are friends with this person, you know for a fact that, hey, this person is seeing someone else, or maybe they're single. As long as they know that I'm seeing someone else, I have a girlfriend, and that there's a boundary that, of course, is not going to get crossed, then I don't see what's the big deal about having this person in my life, whether we talk once a week, once a month, once a quarter. Who cares? What that person is bringing into my life is, it's a connection that some people are just loyal to people that they've bonded with in their lives. That's just what it is. Excuse me for interrupting. I'm very, whether it's wrong, right, or indifferent. Me personally, the way that I love is very unconditional. That's how I love. That doesn't mean that someone is going to love the same way that I love, which it sucks, and you can easily get hurt. But when someone to me proves that they are able to be loved unconditionally the way that I love, I'm going to ride with that person, wrong, right, or indifferent, until it's unfathomable to come back from. That's just how I love.
Right, and I'm sure Geneva will chime in on this, but you've already stated that if you have a female friend, you're going to choose that female friend over your significant other anyway.
There's some context to that.
See, that's where you have to be careful, because you know which exes can be friends and which ones you just can't be friends with. Like,
no, but you're saying I just want to be friends with them, so that makes it okay. You're not taking into consideration the other person's side of it, because you don't know the other person's side of it. They could tell you anything. They could tell you, I'm cool with being friends with you, Kadriana. We could just talk once a week. That's cool. And you don't know that they're secretly in love with you because they didn't tell you that.
But aren't you
telling you anything and you don't know?
Everything is a risk. Relationships are risks.
But why take risks on things that you can control?
That could happen in any situation. You could have a coworker that's secretly in love with you. You're gonna cut them out of your life.
Yeah, but you're not hanging out with your coworker and have previously dated them.
But I'm not hanging. I said there's boundaries. It's not like we're texting every day. We're just not cutting that cord to where I'm just getting rid of them completely out of my life, and they become like, I block or I whatever them. Like, I just think that's extreme. I don't need to do that. I don't need to remove you off of my thing because we're not together. I don't need to not text you back because we're not together. I'm big on maintaining connections, maintaining friendships. Now, as we said, if you know your person's disrespectful, that's not a friendship you can maintain. You both have to be on the same page where you don't want each other anymore and you're done. I I just don't think I don't see the point if they're not a threat to your relationship, if they're not a threat in any other area of your life. I don't see the point in completely cutting people off to where you can't even be friends. I think you're thinking we're like best friends, hanging out, doing stuff like that. We're not like that, but we're still friends. You can still come to me if you need me. I'm still here. I still have your back. Just because we didn't work out doesn't mean I'm just gonna like, oh, done with you. I can't do that to people.
I agree.
Well, I
Unless
feel like
we do
I
something
see it.
bad and cheat, but
I see it differently, and I feel like I guess Terry is the only person who agrees with me with this, because when you say just because we split doesn't mean you can't come to me because we're friends.
mm-hmm.
You didn't meet that person thinking I want to be that person's friend. You met that person thinking one of two things: I want to date them or I want to have sex with that person. Those were the first two thoughts that you had about that person. You didn't know what kind of person they were. You didn't know if they were a good friend or a terrible friend, if they would backstab you, backbite you, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know any of that. Your initial thought about this person was, I would like to get to know them because they seem cool and I could see myself in a relationship with them, or I would just like to have sex with them. And if it turned into something else, great.
Yes.
Those are the only two thoughts that you have when you meet somebody. So when you say, well, it doesn't mean that you can't come to me now that we're not together because we're friends, I feel like I agree with KP when he said, when you're in a relationship, you want to date your best friend. When you get married, you want to marry your best friend. I agree with that. That comes later. But when the relationship ends, which is why we initially got into this interaction, when I saw you at the bar or I saw you in the group or when I saw you wherever, it wasn't for friendship. The friendship developed later.
Mm-hmm.
The physical attraction was what we had going on first.
But the friendship developed. That's my thing. I can't get committed or official, whatever we call it, with a guy unless I have that best friend relationship. So for me, like, it comes together. But yes, I'm attracted. Yes, we have sex, whatever. But the friendship, we break up. Yes, we lose the attraction, maybe sometimes. And then you should lose the physical intimacy. So you're losing that part. But the friendship.
You said should.
Well, I'm saying because you should, but not everybody does. But the friendship, it mind blows me how somebody can go from being in love with somebody, oh, you're my world, to blocking them. Especially if there's no, like, we're not talking, there's no cheating involved, you're just not good for each other. I have a hard time understanding how people can go from spending every single day with this person, sharing your life, your most intimate moments, having that best friend, to just telling them, okay, I'm done with you. That's what it seems like to me. When you cut that off like abruptly, you're just telling them, I can no longer get what I need out of you, which is the relationship. So you're useless in my life. And I don't understand how people can do that, though. You care about this person. It's called moving on with your life. But it's also like, I don't know. To me, that just shows like why I can't trust people who hate all of their exes. Because I'm always like, how can you just be with somebody, have these moments, and then now you hate them because they didn't want to stay with you? That's so extreme.
I don't think it means that you have to hate them. Like, I don't hate any of my.
Everybody doesn't leave that door open. That's the thing. You guys are talking as though you guys leave that door open. Some people, when that door closes romantically, it stays closed because it should have never happened. You never dated somebody where you're like, oh, we should have just stayed friends. Like, this should have never been this. Person.
On your end.
That's never happened to you. You never got with a woman and then it didn't work out and you're like, but she's so cool. We could have just been a really good friendship. I should have just kept it there. No? See, that's happened to me.
It's happened to me too.
Oh, but that's what I'm saying. On your end, you don't know what the emotional
you never
investment is of the other person.
But that's the thing, you never do. But
so why put yourself in that situation when you don't know?
So why just cut somebody out of your life because you don't know? I'd rather have that friendship and take that chance than to just cut somebody out.
So you would put your next significant other in harm's way because you're not sure if the friendship that you have with your ex is going to turn inappropriate or not.
There's no harm's way because I'm telling you, I am not friends with all of my exes. You know which exes are respectful and have boundaries. You know. No, you know. And I've never, when I'm with somebody, I'm very respectful. There's boundaries. Like I said, I'm not going to be texting my ex, hey, what are you doing? None of that. But if he sends me a Christmas message or if I see him out, my person's going to know. And it's not going to be like we got to go. We can't even look at them. Don't even acknowledge. Like, that's so weird to me. I don't understand why people can do that. They're not your enemy. They're just your ex. Not every ex has to be an enemy or somebody you hate.
When they bury somebody in the graveyard, do they bury them halfway or they completely cover them up with dirt?
They cover them. So that's how they become dead to you when you're done. That just feels cold to me. I cannot do that. That feels cold.
But like I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with being cordial. You can be nice to somebody. Yeah. That's cool. Like if you see somebody out that you used to date and you want to say what's up to them, say what's up to them. You can do that. But you get to a point where it's more about I want to collect these people in my life as opposed to what situation is this putting my significant other in, because I don't know how these people gonna act. Right? KP says, me and this girl are cool. We dated for 5 or 6 years. We were best friends. I want her in my life. I know I'm just friends with her, but he don't know what she gonna do in the future. He doesn't know. So when he moves on to a new relationship and his new significant other is like, hey, so like, what's up with this girl named Ashley that keeps texting you? Oh, that's just my ex, but we cool now. Okay, well, she texts you like once or twice a week, and and I see that she's like, still kind of prominent. Like, it makes me uncomfortable. KP's already said, I'm not going to cut that person out of my life because I would rather have a friendship with an ex who I know is going to be there.
Yeah, I don't think
opposed to somebody I'm in a relationship with who could leave me tomorrow.
Hey, you're podding right now. You're podding by twisting my words. You're podding by twisting my words.
What you said.
You did say that, KP.
I did not say a girl that I was dating or that I used to date that I would pick over my girlfriend. I never said that. I said if it was my best friend who was strictly a best friend, then yes.
But you could apply that label to anybody.
Huh?
You could apply that label to anybody.
How? We're talking about someone that we became best friends with, that we dated, that we were together with, intimate with, we broke up. We were still friends. We're not talking about someone that we were childhood almost friends with for 10 or 15 years against someone who I'd been known for 6 months. That was the scenario. That was the scenario. So yeah, you guys are podding. I like it.
So David, now I have a question for you.
Okay.
So, what is the difference? Okay, co-parenting, because people can argue, well, but there's a kid involved. But if you can respect that people can co-parent without any weirdness, because the kid's not what's keeping them from sleeping together. So, how can people see that? Oh, it's good to have a healthy co-parenting, but then they can't stay friends with an ex. Because like I said, the kid in between the two is not going to stop it if it's going to happen.
Because I think the difference is that
people.
I would never say I'm friends with my son's mom.
Oh, I'm friends.
We're not friends. We share a child. We speak about him and things that pertain to him. Or if there's something like strategic going on in her life that I need to know about. And vice versa. Like,
You
hey,
want to say you're friends? That's not your
I'm
friend?
moving out of the state. We're not friends. Like, we don't talk on the phone and kiki on the phone and blah blah blah. Like, it's not like that. Main reason being is because I would not want that to be an issue for the next person I'm in a relationship with. Now, granted, a little backstory, me and my son's mom split when my son was probably like 6 or 7 months old. So we have been split, and he's 10 years old now. So we have been split for a decade, right? And Geneva said, you already talked about her relationships with her, not to put you on blast. That's not putting me on blast. The reason we talked about her relationships was because she was going through something that I needed to know about because it affected my son.
But she felt that you were a friend. But see, that's where I think
it wasn't.
you're downplaying it.
No, it wasn't on a friend. It wasn't on a friend level. It was, hey, this happened. I'm moving out. The pickup spot has changed, or I'm dropping him off at a different time because now I live further away, or X, Y, and Z. That's what I'm saying. Those type of things, like, hey, this situation has become violent or whatever. Here's what you need to know. Blah 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 blah. Here's how our situation is moving forward. It didn't have anything to do with I need to confide in you because I really need somebody to talk to, and you're the only person I can talk to right now. Okay, well, we used to date 10 years ago. You can always come to me. Like, it's not like that, right? And
So
I would not
doing
say
joint family holidays and stuff.
Huh?
You guys aren't doing like joint holidays and stuff like that, because we do.
No,
we do one big
no.
joint, his family, we just, because the kids, it's good for the kids. I think you should be friends with your children's parents.
I think you should. I think there shouldn't be drama, and Terry can attest to this. I don't think that there should be drama because your children see that, right? KP, you don't have any kids yet, so you don't know about this yet. But children pick up on everything, and your children should see that there's no drama between their parents. I 100% agree with that. Have I ever gone over to their house for Christmas or Thanksgiving? Absolutely not, because I feel like that's inappropriate. Have they ever come over to my house for Thanksgiving or Christmas or Easter, blah, blah, blah? No, because I feel like that's inappropriate. There's a boundary there. Now, we cool, but I would never invite her and she would never say, hey, can we come over there? Because we don't have that type of relationship. But we're cool enough to say, hey, I'm moving from Arizona to Tampa. You need to know that. Or, hey, I'm moving out. Or, here's what's going on. Or here's the situation, how it's going to change and affect how we co-parent. Those type of things obviously have to be discussed. But to say that, like I said, I wouldn't say that about like any woman I've been with in the past, and with the exception of maybe one, none of them ended badly, with the exception of one. But I also don't need to carry that relationship, that friendship, that connection into my next relationship, because the next woman that I date has to worry about that. because I'm laying next to her every night saying, like, yeah, I dated this girl and she did X, Y, and Z, but we still talk once a week. She gonna be like, why? And that's the and I've had that conversation. I'm like, why are you still friends with this person? And you're telling me the things they're doing to you as a friend.
Mhm.
Why would you still be friends with that person? And I feel like it's kind of circling back to what we initially started talking about narcissism. It's I want everyone in my orbit to orbit me. I'm the sun. I want all the planets to orbit me at the disregard of whoever else comes into my orbit.
We could also use that, and narcissists are notorious for discarding their supply when they're no longer needed. So that same argument with the people wanting people can be used for somebody who's quick to discard people. I think she's right. I'm not, like I said many times, we're not laying in bed texting my exes, but if one of them, if their car breaks down and they're in my area, call me. I got you.
But but that's what I'm saying. Why they calling you? Why they not calling AAA? They don't have no guy friends that they can call to come get them.
I'm just using that as a scenario. Like, if I can't think of anything else my guy friends would need me for. But I mean, I've had some that have had, like, we've been broken up for years. They were going through like a mental health thing. I was one of those people. We dated. I knew certain things about them that they didn't disclose to other people. They come to me, and I'm okay with that. And I think that's why I am so passionate about not cutting people off, because some people, when they form that friendship, it becomes a family to them. And just because you're no longer together doesn't mean that person is dead to you.
I agree with that.
So because I'm one of those people, I don't have family. My friends are my family. Like, my parents died when I was younger. So for me, like, my friends are my family. And I think that's why I view it differently, because we spent some moments together. We bonded. You became my family. I don't want you romantically, and I can keep that boundary there and never cross that. And I have one ex in particular that's how it is.
Even if you have been romantic and intimate with these
Even
people.
because I don't see him that way anymore. Like, I literally see him like a homie. I don't see him like that. I can turn it off. Like, I don't. That's what I always say. I cannot. There's only maybe one of my exes, and we're not friends like that. That I would. Most of my exes, I can turn it off.
But there's one you can't resist.
There's one we just didn't work out but he's got a chokehold on me. Oh, this is live. But
I mean, at least you know who which one it is.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna be caught off guard. Yeah,
but I see there's boundaries. I'm with you, David. There's boundaries. You have to be respectful. If you know it's a disrespectful ex, you can't be friends. But not everybody's disrespectful, and not everybody ends on a bad note.
Yeah, and like you said, like you just going off the example that you gave, like if I was to apply that to you and KP, like if a girl was like driving and her car broke down and she was like, KP, I'm in your area, my car broke down, can you help me? And they used to date and you're his new girlfriend, you're gonna be like, why did she call you? She could have, I'm sure her phone is full of dudes that she could have called outside of her insurance or AAA or 911 or whoever. But she called you to come help her fix her flat. Like, I feel like
I just did that.
As a new woman, I feel like
personal.
you would feel some kind of way about that. And I know you're saying like, nah, it's cool.
Well,
Y'all
I just
cool.
did
I
it.
did it. Go help her with her car. That's fine. She can call you whenever she wants to. I know that's what you're saying. I don't know.
I didn't even think like that. My tire blew out. I had to wait for my roadside assistance. I was there for like 4 hours. I texted the only guy I know that was a car guy, and he happened to be my ex.
And that's why I commented. I said a boyfriend. You said, "Oh, he came in 20 minutes," and I said a boyfriend would have been there in 10
that
minutes.
person didn't. Like I had to call another tow company, but my first oh my gosh, call the tow company. They're like, oh, it's gonna be wait. I called the next best thing. But there was nothing. I don't know. There's nothing there. They didn't want him.
JoJo said KP is awfully silent.
We don't got nothing to say.
He agrees with me. Finally.
KP got some planets in his orbit.
I agree with everything that you said. I agree.
I don't know. I think we need to. That's what we need to leave in 2024. Discarding
it's
people.
not being cool with your significant other.
Just discarding people in general, blocking them, discarding them, making them become the villain because it didn't work out. Like, let's just leave that. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If you're not compatible, you're not compatible. Now, if they cheat on you, that's different. Then you can say what you need to do. That's a whole different game. But just because it doesn't work out, you don't have to hate the person. It doesn't mean they're toxic. It doesn't mean they're a bad person. And it doesn't mean you could have been friends and you should have been friends with them.
All right, we've been on here, man. We hit almost another 2 hours. Great conversation. What do y'all want to say before we get out of here? Any closing thoughts?
Shout out to everybody who commented tonight and joined us live. We love it. When you do it, don't forget to subscribe and follow David, follow KP, and follow me on Facebook and Instagram. KP, you're on Instagram, right? Yeah.
Like, subscribe, share.
Yeah. Share it. Tell your friends.
How many people do we have? Do we have in here?
Let me look. We had 124 views.
Okay.
Decent.
Yeah, not
bad.
Terrible.
That's great.
Not too bad. Again, first and foremost, thank you for those that are watching or that have watched or that will watch. I appreciate you. For those that were chiming in the chat, Terry, Jordan, Felix, my guy.
Felix, everybody home.
Geneva, we appreciate you guys. Shar, appreciate you. Like, subscribe, and the topics are going to get better. Talk about some shows. Hopefully, talk about some. It's a lot of stuff that we could be talking about. So I'm looking forward to talking about a lot of different things. And tell your friends, we got to get that one caller.
Yeah, so I just want to reiterate what Kadriana and KP said. I want to thank everybody for taking their time and hanging out with us on a Wednesday night, on a hump day evening, wherever they are. Terry's out in Arizona, JoJo's in Atlanta, Felix is here in Florida. It's super cold, everything going crazy. It's a lot of stuff going on in the world, but we appreciate you. To coin a phrase from Jay-Z, even though I'm a Nas fan, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. So we definitely appreciate that to the fullest. Continue to like, subscribe, share, and yeah, we want to continue to grow this, and we want to keep we want to keep having keep having great shows. Like I said, there's some things coming up this year that are going to be super exciting, not only for the cast but for the people who comment. So keep tuning in, keep telling everybody, and we're going to continue to keep bringing it to you. What's that on your shirt?
That's Buc-ee's.
Bucky.
I love Buc-ee's. There's one coming to Arizona.
You mean Boosie's?
No, Buc-ee's.
Boosie's.
I don't know what that is.
Bucees is Boosie's.
Oh. I don't know. You know about
But I know what
Buc-ee's,
you're talking about. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
You know what Buc-ee's is, Kadriana?
No.
It's the best gas station you'll ever go to in your life.
It's like a Walmart in a gas station. Geneva said KP will start calling when you start calling your dates consistently.
No, you got to get the text package first.
You have to sign up.
That's the starter package. The text package is a starter package. Then we may upgrade you after 6 months to the phone package.
You can't start with the free trial.
After the next 6 months, you may get the FaceTime package. Only few are elevated within 3 months.
All right, everybody. We thank y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Continue to have a great week, and we will see y'all next week here on the Cabrini Kid Podcast Show. Peace.
Bye-bye.